Hello everyone, how are you all doing? Welcome to season 8 of Runners High with Bala. Oh my god, I cannot believe that we are already here. This is Sunday around 5 o'clock in the evening, a day before we officially kick off season 8 of RHWB. Very excited to be here. And let me first introduce myself. This is Coach Bala, and I'm flanked by Disha, who is also my daughter and also a very senior runner. I'll give some chance to for her to introduce herself. But before that, just wanted to say that this is what I call it as the Walk with the Coach segment. So every weekend I would be sending some messages like this to all of you, talking about various things running, various things season training. I would introduce various concepts. I will also have a host for this Walk with the Coach. As you can see, I'm walking right now, so that's why it's called Walk with the Coach sessions, where we in an informal way we walk, we talk about running, and then we share all of that to all of you. So this is a part and parcel of the training program, and I request all of you to make sure that you follow through this Walk with the Coach segments. Think about what I'm saying. This is part of the coaching program. So without much further ado, let me hand it over and let me introduce and give my good friend, my good runner, and my daughter a chance to introduce herself. Go ahead.
Hello, I'm Disha, and like you said before, I am Coach Bala's daughter. I've done all 8 seasons, and I am the senior most runner. I've done 1 8K and 6 half marathons, I guess. Yeah, 6 half marathons. I have hosted a podcast for Runners High with Bala once before, and I've done one Walk with the Coach before as well.
Yep.
So I guess that's pretty much it. I'm in 6th grade. I'm 12, if you were wondering.
Yep.
I'm going into 7th. So, yeah, that's it.
Thanks. And as you would have seen in the orientation video, this entire Runners High program started for Disha and her friends.
Yes.
They're watching too much TV.
Yeah, so.
And I thought that they should do something outside, and that's how it started 3.5 years ago. It's been a good ride, folks.
So, what do you want to do for the season?
How do you want to start the season, you mean?
Yeah, how do you want to start the season?
I know, right? So we're talking about kickstarting the season. Disha, what I want to do is, let me first lay out some stats. Because since we're starting the season, let's just, I got a small cheat sheet, so to speak. I took some numbers, and that might be a good way to start the season, right? So this is season 8, guys. And this time, a lot of firsts have taken place. The first one is, this is the first time we have registered, we have done all registrations automatic on our tech platform. Otherwise, it was all manual. So kudos to our tech team led by our CTO, Arvind, and his phenomenal team of 4 runners who are contributing and volunteering their time in setting up this brilliant system that we all are able to use for registering. So that's the first this time. That itself is an amazing thing. The second thing is, we also introduced a new program called Runners High with Bala Light program. So I want to welcome all those runners in the RHWB Light program as well. So this new sort of version of our training program is RHWB Light, wherein they will have all access to these kind of weekend messages. They will have final surge, they will have the training programs, they'll have access to the website. The only thing is, it's a self-serve program, as in there won't be any coaches looking at their runs and giving them feedback on a regular basis. So this helps them to try out the program. They don't have to wait for the next season. At the same time, we can possibly offer this program even though when we are full.
It could also be for runners who prefer to be independent rather than being taught by someone else.
That is correct. Absolutely, that will help. So they are access to the structured program, and they can do it on their own. and they also get a sense of how to do this.
Yeah.
So if they like it, then next time they can join in the full regular program. So that's the first time this time, which is phenomenal. So two big firsts this time. We're also going to introduce in the season RHWB Senior Citizen Edition, which will happen shortly. It will be only a 10-week program, and it's only meant for, should I call it, parents of RHWB
the
athletes,
adults, yes.
parents of adults who are running.
Yeah.
Idea here is last time we did a pilot program and it went really well, and our club is about driving positive impact in people's lives. What better way of doing that than doing it with our senior citizens?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
so watch out for more information on that. A couple of weeks we'll tell you that. So essentially it's open to all the parents of our current runners, okay, and it's free for them.
Yes.
We're not going to charge anything. It is just that the
Just
sponsor,
something to get them on their feet.
exactly, the sponsor of the senior citizens have to take up and help them set up the final surge and all that stuff, which we will shortly talk. So that's another first this season, Disha. So that's the season 8, and let me tell you some stats which is sort of mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Okay, so as of now, we are at the starting line of the season. 558 runners is the starting point.
That is crazy. We started with 8 runners, so the fact that it's progressed to 550 more is crazy to me.
In 8 seasons, we have done that, which is phenomenal. And if you have a look at these stats, 508 of them are regular season runners, and 50 of them are on the RHWB Light program, which is great. Good start there. When you think about splitting this 508, 52% of them are women, female runners, which has always been the case in our program. Female runners are a lot
It was always-
more than male
yeah.
runners. In fact, it was
Yeah.
60% at
Yeah.
one point.
Because I think it started with the kids, and then it started with the kids' moms, and then started the dads. So then the kids' moms encouraged the dads to start running. So
Exactly.
It started with the moms more on the adult side.
Exactly. So about almost 52%, so you can say 250 plus female runners within that group. And then if you think about new versus return runners, I would say that out of that 558, 258 runners are new runners to
That's-
runners high, which is really, really exciting for us. 300 return runners is also pretty amazing. That means a lot of runners are choosing
Enjoyed
to
it.
come back, right? So if you think about the 300 return runners, folks, last season when we finished the season, we finished with 330 runners.
So only 30 runners around
Didn't come back. Or you can say some runners from past seasons also
Yeah,
came
yeah.
back. So it's a pretty healthy return runner equation, which just shows that folks are not just trying this out just for one time,
Yeah.
check the box kind of a thing.
People stay here after they realize that they enjoy the program, even past its health benefits.
Exactly. So that's what impact looks like, right? When you want impact, drive impact in people's lives, it's not about just doing this one thing, somehow. It's about consistency, doing it over a long period of time. So we're very, very excited about that. And then when you look at the sort of runs by different distance class, out of that 550 odd runners, I would say that about 125 folks are on 5K, 225 folks are on 10K, 170 folks are on half marathon, and a staggering 39 folks are full marathon this time. That's the largest cohort of
we've had-
runners, especially full marathoners. So we are progressing slowly. People are starting and progressing towards
Yeah.
the full marathon category as well, which is
Yeah.
serious running, serious long distance running,
It's
folks.
very impressive how many people have gone from only doing 10Ks because they were afraid of half marathons to progressing to half marathons. now,
Exactly.
And
So
full marathons now.
it's been an amazing thing there. And then finally, out of that 550 odd runners, 100 runners are juniors, 18 and below, 100. And about 5 of them are senior runners, 60 and above. This is even before we launched the senior citizen program. So guys, that's how the stats look like for us. It's been, it's just mind blowing from all directions. 5 countries represented, 30 plus states represented, states, US and outside too. So we're all geographically spread as well very well. So that's our season, and that's how I would like to kick off season 8, Disha. So Disha, now that you have done this for eighth season, you're going to do.
Yes.
Why don't we have 250 plus new runners, just for their benefit. Why don't you say in a very easy way, how does our season look like typically?
So, the season tends to start with about 1 or 2 weeks of warm up, which means smaller runs and less runs, I'm pretty sure. Right?
Yeah.
So, these will help your body get used to the feeling of having a structured running schedule. Then, after that, we'll have around 12 weeks of structured regular training. Regular training means it'll increase in intensity with miles.
That's right.
As well as strength and how many reps you'll be doing.
That's
or
right.
long runs like distance.
Yeah.
Then after the regular training, you will have 2 weeks of taper, which means just to get your body ready for race day. So it's just cool down period kind of, and let your body rest up. Then finally it's race day, where you just do your best and hopefully reach the distance and the timing if that's what you want for the day.
Exactly. I think that was very succinctly put, guys. A little bit of warm up, which is what we're going to starting tomorrow. Then about 12 weeks of regular training, serious training, and then a few weeks of taper. That means reducing the training so that your body gets recovered from some of the training impacts. And then boom, race day. And before you know, 16 weeks, 17 weeks is done. Season is done. You are at the start line of a historic long distance race.
Yes.
Pretty cool.
So now that we've gone over what the season statistics and also what happens in the season, what are qualities and things that you need to achieve to be able to finish this momentous thing?
Yeah, I know. It's a great question, right? Folks, we'll be talking about this a lot as we move forward. But I just want to say a couple of things right now, just to kickstart. There are fundamentally, if you want to be successful in this season, in this effort, in anything in life, especially in this type of a long distance journey, first is I want you to be committed. See, you made a decision and you came here now. That's great. But this is when your commitment journey begins. You have to follow through with your decision. That means every day you have a choice to make a decision. The choice is whether to put on the shoes and go for a run, or you have a choice to find some good reasons and somehow convince yourself that you don't want to do it today.
You can have excuses, and yes, they may be good, but you shouldn't have to make an excuse in the first place to
Right.
make up for it.
So that's what I'm talking about. The first thing is commitment, where you have to make decisions every day, every moment. In fact, you make the right decisions, small micro steps. You make decisions that bends that arc of your training towards the start line 16, 18 weeks later. That's what is commitment. That's how you need to be thinking about, and that's the first thing you need to be having, Disha, for you to complete success. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I do.
Right. The second thing is resilience. Now, we will talk about it a lot more, but for today, resilience is in your ability to keep at it, even when there is some
Boredom.
setback, boredom, you name it, right? You need to come back from a setback. That's what is resilience. And do you think you will have setbacks in a season?
I've had setbacks even in the most recent season. With COVID especially, quarantine is a major setback that will put your training down by a lot. But to be able to get back on your feet and start running again even after getting ill or even just getting an injury, that is
or
what
you're going for travel,
yes,
summer
that-
travel.
yes.
These are all setbacks. But you need to come back. If you don't come back, you're gone.
Yes.
So that's the second part. And finally, having fun. If you don't have fun, you can't do this, guys. Let me tell you this. If you cannot get into the mindset of having fun when you're doing this, you will not be able to sustain this. And there are many ways you can have fun.
Yes.
The first and easiest way to do that,
Have a friend.
exactly. Don't do this alone. try to see if you can do this with your friend. And I'm offering you a community of 550 odd people. Figure out a good set of friends within the 550 odd people. Share your experience, share other people's experience, contribute in the group. This will become fun.
My current best friend I'm always running with every single run. It almost makes me feel better when I'm running to have someone next to me to talk to about whatever happened through my day. And just be able to talk to someone about running who is around my speed. It's great.
That's what it is, guys. So that's how I would end my first message, which is welcome to season 8. A brilliant, beautiful season. It's going to start soon. It's a warm-up. We're going to start next week onwards, which we'll talk a little bit about it in the next message. Focus on commitment. Make the right decisions every day to bend that arc of your training towards the start line that you are focused on, and of a start line of a race. And then be resilient. You will have hiccups. You will have unforeseeable situations, but the idea here is to come back after that. And then finally, try to see how you can make this fun. Each of us have different ways of making this fun, and I'll give you all possible options for that, and we will try to make this fun. And let's enjoy this journey of self-discovery. See you in the next episode.